Okay, so let's wrap up. So you have decided what to do with the Schlacht, and then we need to wrap up experience and such. And if there's anything you want to ask the Nosferatu, incidentally, now would be a good chance to talk to him. Hell, you could maybe even ask someone to come and help you with the thing. I mean, the
No, I
Gators would
think this would be.
probably stay here to guard the wounded, but you know.
I think that would be a little bit much to ask at this point.
Well, they're defending their hides as well. It's up to you. If there's anything you want to say to them. I mean, you managed to convince the Sombra to come along.
Ah,
I mean, she took down the Bruja.
like, did you say how many vampires did you say there are still left? Two of them?
At least two. You don't know how many exactly. But he saw at least two others.
Okay. So that's nice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm going to ask him if there was another boss. If there saw another boss, but I'm going to guess that there wasn't any other boss.
Uh, no, they haven't. No, we haven't seen another Vost. And otherwise we wouldn't have headed for this bolt hole. It's that great wouldn't stand a chance back there against one of those things.
Mm. That's true.
I mean, Bob the Twisted went up against that thing and it just bit him in half. It was. And that guy, I mean, the way he could wield an axe. Well, I'm
Well,
glad I only had the one, otherwise we would have died there with the rest of our clan. Luckily, a couple of the older ones were able to take it down.
so you guys, so you guys are the only survivors.
As far as we know, yes.
So like there are like six of them.
Well, four wounded and these two that you've seen.
So
There
yeah.
might be someone else that's up and about, but at least six.
So how many of you were there anyway?
Like when they found the backup Varen?
No, like here, right now, including the wounded.
Six.
Okay. Well, we'll be moving out. We'll be trying to move out as soon as possible. If you can if you can maybe give us a map leading to where you believe the other Sabbath are.
They shouldn't be too far. There are a couple walls up northwards. He points to the way you came. That lead to a walled-off entrance into the processing plant over there. It's walled off, but the walls can eventually be broken down, and once they are, they would have a nice open way in, where we wouldn't necessarily be able to funnel them in one by one. This place isn't entirely surrounded by dirt on all sides, and there is a wall that could be thicker, that could be broken down by vampires, and just, well, you can see up ahead how narrow the opening through the grate is, and the alligators, well, Archibald has trained them really well.
Mm-hmm.
We
Well, we'll
managed
be
to
heading
take
there then.
down two of them when they tried to come through there, and of course, a couple of others got killed in the assault on the Varen. So I'm not sure how many there would be left. I'm hoping they're running out of vampires at this point.
Hopefully so, yes.
You know,
But,
if you guys ever need a small favor, I could be persuaded to help you out. Unlikely, I understand that you had nothing to do with the attack on my clan, and I appreciate the people who helped me. So, for example, if there were skills you wish to learn that your clan does not possess, I'm sure we could accommodate you.
Out of
well,
character. Yes.
I'm sure there's someone among us that would like to learn your skills.
I also have some basic understanding of celerity, in
Yes.
case that is... Well, I used to act as a soldier for the clan, and well, I had a bourgeois friend out there, once upon a time, who decided to share some knowledge with me.
Well, once we have finished off the remaining Sabbath, I'll be sure to inform you if we find any more survivors.
Oh, I'm sure that we'll be meeting on the Primogen Council. I suppose I am the eldest of my clan in the city that is still alive. Little does he
Well,
know that you're not on that council yet.
yeah, that's the thing. Well, we'll see about that. Good luck.
We'll be waiting until we know what has happened there. We can't really move quickly with the wounded, and well, we'd rather sick their gators on them and try to finish them off or wait for them to retreat than just try to run now with who knows what. I mean, we'd rather go out with your escort, but if failing that, well, I'd rather not run into another ambush instead of doing this properly. So, we'll give you 15 minutes before we head out. That should be enough time for you to go up there and handle them and report back.
Indeed. Well, we'll
Malik,
be going now.
could you make a
Unless
perception alertness roll for me at difficulty 8? And that is assuming that your Auspex is running, because this is really faint. Sorry, not perception awareness, perception alertness.
It's in perception alertness.
You hear faint sounds of hammering, like metal on stone from the other way.
sounds like we should hurry.
Well, you don't hear anything, but you know.
Well, yeah, but like out of character.
So, Schlachta 3 is gonna survive. What are you gonna do with him? Where are you gonna put him? Unless you have changed your minds and want to kill him.
How long is this domination gonna last?
He's undominated already. Raffaello, let him go.
Yeah, he is covering in the corner. Just
Take it easy. Take it easy. What's your name?
he huddles harder and just shaking. He's clearly been abused and tortured.
No shit, he's a Schlachta.
Listen, we're not as heartless as you think. We're just
He
kind
just
of
shakes
worried
his
about our
head.
own hides.
He tries to get away from you, but there's not really much room
Listen.
for that.
Listen, I will make sure that you're okay. There's no need to be afraid.
Listen, it's gonna be okay. Calm down. Everything's alright now. She's using Dominate 2 to try and soothe him. And he seems to calm down a smidgen because he really doesn't have the willpower to resist these commands.
Now, what's your name?
He just sobs and hugs Gianna's knees. He doesn't seem to be very capable of speech right now.
Okay. Well, that's fine. You take your time. But please stay behind us. Don't go anywhere. And we will make sure you are healed of your problems, or we will make sure to try and heal you of your new afflictions.
Craig here just snaps a pair of handcuffs on one of the Schlachter's hands and one of the pipes running overhead. And walks off.
Yeah, he won't be running anywhere.
Just like, fuck this. This isn't gonna work, just cuff him.
So you're just, I'm guessing he's going to take the people with him?
He's gonna slowly carry them in.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Then we
Lee,
prepare for the next session.
yep, Lee walks out, practically snarls at you. She seems very unhappy to be on friendly terms with you. Clearly
I ignore her.
she and Craig should have killed you when they had the chance.
I want to cast a little smile at her.
She just hisses at you and walks off.
It'll be okay.
And now you will never see Bronson again, until he returns as a bloodbound servant of the Nosferatu.
That would be a
Oh,
dick
dear.
move, but whatever.
You know...
No problem. Never liked Bronson.
Okay. So,
Prejudice exists in all facets of society, apparently, even in the world of darkness.
you know,
Especially in the world of darkness, you mean?
Malik,
Especially.
let's be generous. You are actually willing to take responsibility for this going wrong. You know, risk your own hide for if the Schlachter doesn't work out. And you will probably be blamed for it if this goes bad. So, you may indeed recover a point of humanity, because you have taken a
Hooray!
action that may well harm you to protect an innocent person.
Hooray!
Innocent person.
Well, it's not their
Well, he
fault.
is innocent. It's not his fault that he was bound to a Nazi vampire.
Yeah, pretty
Not really
much.
Nazis, they're not even German.
Well, they're Nazi-ish.
The Voivodate, the Zemitzi state.
That's terrifying.
You know, in the Balkans and shit, that kind of crap is still going on. You know, as far as the
Yeah, they
That's still a thing.
they've been there like they've been there since like ancient times.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that the Zamishi would have actually relished Nazi Germany.
How do you know some of them weren't in those camps doing experiments?
Exactly. Hitler had a very keen interest in the occult, so...
Well, and on that cheerful note, let's talk experience. I will be giving you a bonus experience point once this mission is actually complete, but that is not going to be right now. So, two things. Nothing in particular comes to mind in terms of sheer badassery for me, but if you like to recommend a moment, that is certainly okay. And there is what each of your characters learned. So, let's start with Raffaello. What did you learn? Or your character, rather?
I think that nothing special.
What do you mean?
Well, just nothing happened to me this session. I just Maybe I train it a little bit my firearm, so melee skills.
Okay. Fair enough. If there's nothing you learn, there's nothing you learn. That will sometimes happen. Though, of course, I would prefer if you worked on that, because obviously it's useful for character development, and that's why there's an extra experience point tied to that. What about you, Malik?
Aside from the obvious advantages of showing a little kindness over being the ruthless beast I've been, I guess maybe when I turned a corner and saw my once school, my new child, almost dead, I did feel intense worry.
Not again! I almost lost him once already.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I saved his life and I made him stronger and better, and it still didn't save him. He's still and also still seeing a lot of the old Bronson a little bit, kind of giving me a little worry. A lot of things. I've learned a lot of things, I guess.
And Sarath.
Yeah.
So what have you learned? Or your character, rather?
Apparently, everyone around me is right now is a humanity hippie and wants to save things that that can't really be saved. Seriously.
Okay.
You guys really need to work on your logic there.
You know,
You don't know this.
what the fun part about this is, if you had cold-bloodedly killed him, despite him just being forced into this and being traumatized and begging for mercy, I would have made you roll conscience for it.
I know. I could guess that, but can't exactly. But I decided it could be necessary. Apparently, apparently needs to just help me avoid losing humanity. Thank you.
So, any moments of sheer badassery I should take into account?
Further,
I can't think of much badassery. I do think that is her name Jenny? Janine, or what is her name?
Gianna.
Gianna.
Yeah, I think Gianna kind of stepped it up, but I don't know if I really want her. I don't know if we really care about her getting experience points, but
No, we don't.
Well,
Hopefully
she's gonna be getting some anyway, because this is a pretty learnable experience, especially since she almost went to torpor. And you dicks may well have abandoned her then. Just saying.
Well, if she was still alive, we wouldn't have abandoned her. But
you would have.
then we could have used
Monster.
the excuse. No, I wouldn't actually abandon her if she was torpor. If she was dead, I would have. I would meh.
And
I don't care. If she
some
was torpor, we could use that as a leverage on her. To make her into a essentially eternal servant for us.
You know what the fun part
Then
is?
brought her out of
She
torpor.
called one of her friends and asked that friend to kill Chloe if anything happened to her.
Yeah.
Just in case you decided to fuck her over.
And it would only really make.
I'm
and it
not
would
going
only
to
really
kill
bother
her,
me.
personally.
Well, that's the thing. You can influence the others, Malik, right? So it's better than nothing.
I don't think I have that much influence, do I?
Well, you stopped him from killing the Schlachta. Clearly you have some.
Well, some. But I had
You
help from
kind of
her.
had me at essentially. She kind of did have me at the point of a sword, so it's like didn't really see a lot of reason to actually try to actually forcibly go and kill the Schlachta. And since none of you were backing down, since there are more of you than there are of me, so might as well back down.
If
So,
it had been all of you against her, if you had somehow convinced Malik to just step aside, she wouldn't have started a fight with it. She's not suicidal.
Well, in any case, when we do kind of smooth things over for this girl, I'm gonna turn her out on the street and be like, "Go away, get away from me."
Okay,
No,
so
and you're the one who's like, seriously, would you just leave her if she was tortured?
Probably not.
okay, so
We have a deal with her.
we have a couple more things. I actually had a new player request to join us, and after I'm done recording, we'll quickly discuss that and take an anonymous vote from the players. I will be abstaining as to whether they get to join us. And yeah, I suppose it's 2 experience for a fellow and 3 for each of you.
Yeah.
You can't spend experience here, obviously, because you are in the middle of a, you know, combat moment. So you will be able to do that after next session. So I'm gonna end recording here, and when Bacon is back, we will discuss the new player that asked to join our campaign from YouTube.